On this week's episode of Capital City Sports, the Gamecock soccer team is in action at home, and the Blaze returns to CCS. This is Capital City Sports. South Carolina Gamecocks will face LSU next year at Williams-Brice Stadium in 2015, but in terms of women's soccer, they played on Sunday, so let's go back to Stone Stadium.
Home field advantage hasn't been kind to the Gamecocks this season, as their only 3 losses have come here at Stone Stadium. After playing to a 1-1 draw this past Friday in Tuscaloosa against Alabama, the 24th ranked Gamecocks were looking for a much-needed victory today as they took on the LSU Tigers. 31st minute, Savannah McCaskill in the box, leaves it for Sophie Groff, but her shot goes wide. 40th minute now, it's Chelsea Drennan with the corner, connects with Taylor Leach in the box, but her header is blocked. 62nd minute now, it's Drennan connecting with Leach on the corner again. Leach's header is on frame, but kept out of the net by Emma Fletcher. South Carolina continues to add pressure. 65th minute, direct kick for the Gamecocks, but Drennan sails the header over the crossbar. 71st minute, Kaylee Kurtz crosses to McCaskill in the box, but her header again goes wide. Gamecocks unable to capitalize. But in the 75th minute, it's Drennan with the corner once again. She connects with Lauren Janikowski in the box, who taps it over to Deja Griffin. Griffin puts it in the back of the net. It would be her game winner. The Gamecocks outshoot the Tigers 16-4 on the day and go on to take this one 1-0. The Gamecocks will look to build upon this victory next Friday as they travel to Lexington to take on the Kentucky Wildcats. From Stone Stadium, I'm Ryan Tolan, Capital City Sports.
The Blaze is back this week on CCS. Let's go to Katie and Haley to see what they have for us this week.
Hi, I'm Katie Davis and this is Haley Anders. Welcome to The Blaze, where we give you the hottest sports topics while wearing blazers. Now, Haley, let's start this episode off with a bang.
Absolutely, we certainly will. Let's talk about Anthony Schlegel, the OSU strength and conditioning coach, who completely obliterated the streaker at Saturday's game. There's speculation on the internet that Schlegel thought that the streaker might have been a wild boar because apparently he boar hunts. He processes the meat and distributes it to local homeless shelters.
That's so kind.
It is very kind.
Of a former lineman himself, correct?
From the Jets.
And he played for Ohio State, did he not?
He certainly did.
I personally think he gave his best impersonation of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson with that rock bottom move he put on that streaker.
Absolutely. His rock bottom move was so impressive that Urban Meyer himself gave him the Hit City Award, which is usually distributed to the outstanding player of the game.
I want a Hit City Award.
I do too.
Maybe we can get one for doing like good episodes. Give awards, Hit City Awards for having hit episodes.
The Blaze City Award.
Another big hit of the weekend. Maybe not as hard-hitting, but Maddie Mock, the Missouri quarterback, as many Gamecock fans know, ran into Steve Spurrier. He rushed the football and just ran straight off the field onto the sideline and gave a nice little push to Spurrier. Spurrier said he was fine, no need to apologize. He said he did drop his ball plays, though. You know, HBC needs to hold on to his ball plays.
He can't fumble like that.
No, absolutely
Even with
not.
the pressure of Maddie Mock.
But he said it was all good, no need for Maddie Mock to apologize, but it was quite funny, and I know Gamecock fans were a little bit aroused by the situation, but it's all good.
Absolutely. I think my favorite part, though, was David Johnson's just sitting up on the cart, and he's like, "Oh, you okay, man? You okay, coach? Oh, you good? Okay."
He was kind of a bystander, like, "Oh, coach, oh, okay." But hey, it's all good. Spurrier can take it.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
fine.
He's a tough guy. He's still head ball coach. He can do what he wants.
Another, not so much of a hit because it was a failure, but Penn State offensive lineman, blocked each other this past weekend in a loss at home to Northwestern. Mm-hmm. They were going for it on 4th and 1. We know what that feels like. Going for it on 4th and 1 this past weekend against Missouri. It didn't work so well for ourselves. But Penn State linemen blocked themselves. So Florida, like last year, 2013, they're not the only ones that blocked themselves.
You're not alone.
it's a constant struggle.
It's okay. Well, let's take things over to the NFL. Instead of failures, let's talk about celebrations. Well, actually, this is kind of a failure, too, if you think about it. Antonio Brown had a really nice touchdown. In fact, he had a really great game. He had an impressive first half versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last Sunday. He had 4 catches for 84 yards in the first half, 2 touchdowns in the first 30 minutes of action. It's pretty impressive. So, of course, you're going to have an impressive touchdown dance, right? Not so much. He didn't realize that falling to the ground results in a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So when he fell to the ground and he got the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, he was like, I'm not supposed to get that. He doesn't know the rules, apparently.
I wouldn't have thought so either.
The touchdown celebration rules are so crazy. I just don't know.
I think some celebration is accepted.
I think so too.
And I think the rules allow for such to happen, but I think the NFL is getting a little crazy with the rules.
So Antonio Brown, maybe it was more of a fail than a celebration, but what about TCU?
Well, TCU had a nice celebration of their own, the Horned Frog handshake, after one of TCU's 8 touchdowns. 8, not 7, but 8 touchdowns. Quarterback Trayvon Boykin ran over to celebrate with the backup quarterback, Zach Allen, and it wasn't just your typical handshake. You expect some big kind of thing. A sophisticated handshake worked for the celebration. Wasn't a big ordeal, but I mean it was a nice celebration. I wouldn't expect it, but I think it was pretty good. And the Horned Frogs demolished SMU 56-0, so that celebration was indeed relevant.
I mean, when you score 8+ touchdowns, you kind of run out of ideas how to celebrate. So I guess a simple handshake will do.
Antonio Brown, take some notes.
Well, when we come back, we will have outstanding reactions with our own Stan Smith. But in the meantime, enjoy these pictures of sporty dogs.
And here is our new segment called Outstanding Reactions with Stan Smith. He has some great faces. So what we're going to do, a little bit of a rapid fire, going to shoot off some headline stories around the sports world, and Stan is going to give us a face with his reaction on the headline. We'll talk a little bit with Stan after each face, but that's the rules of this little game. You got it?
Got it.
So no words at first, just your face.
I can't make any promises,
Okay,
but let's do it.
Let's see that reaction. All right, first up, Michael Phelps arrested for the 2nd time in Maryland with a DUI.
Again? Really?
Again. The first time was in 2004, and then he got arrested this past Tuesday, and he issued a statement afterwards, and he said, "Earlier this morning, I was arrested and charged with DUI, excessive speeding and crossing double-lane lines." He goes on to say, "I understand the severity of my actions and take full responsibility. I know these words may not mean much right now, but I am deeply sorry to everyone I have let down," end quote. That was on Twitter.
You let the whole team down.
Let's not forget, he also came here to smoke a doobie one time.
True.
Right after the Olympics in 2008, I believe. So,
Wow.
I mean, he's an Olympian. He has to be held to a higher standard than that.
Most decorated Olympian of all time.
And he's trying to make a comeback, too. So you would think he'd be well-behaved, but I guess
Being
not.
an Olympian and having all his money, you think that he could pay to have a cab.
Where's the cab at? Where they at, though?
Not there.
So, yeah, that was Michael Phelps this past week.
All right, Stan. The Kansas City Royals win their wild card playoff to advance to the playoff.
I was watching that game, and I went like this the entire game
Wow.
because that was probably the wildest baseball game I've ever
It
seen.
was
It
quite
was.
a game.
They came back, and I was like,
Down from 7-3, and they come back, and the A's went ahead in extra innings, and the Kansas City
did.
Royals come back
I was
again.
really cheering for Kansas City. I was just like this. and
This
then
is
I
the
was like,
first time in 29 years.
29. My favorite sign was a fan and towards the front row had a sign that said, "We've waited our whole lives for this," literally.
Oh my gosh.
29 years. So
Wow.
congratulations to the Royals. That's
Yeah.
exciting, though.
You're the real MVP.
All right, Stan, I know you're a Braves fan yourself,
I am.
like me. So what do your face reaction on the Braves firing general manager Frank Wren prior to the ending of the season? and hitting coach Greg Walker resigning.
I mean, it's like a Band-Aid. You just got to rip it off, even if it's before the season ends. They need to find a replacement.
What do you think
Atlanta.
their plans are for the next year? What do you think they're going to do?
Do something better than they're doing now. I mean, do they even
BJ
have
Upton.
a plan?
BJ Upton, what do you feel? Give me a
go.
face on BJ Upton.
I know your brother's there, but you got to go, man. I'm sorry.
I'm done with him. Him and Ugla. I'm glad Ugla's gone, honestly. I'm pretty glad.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, next up, I can't believe I'm saddled with this one, but Steve Smith's revenge on the Panthers. That's I tweeted facepalm.
Facepalm.
Major facepalm.
Everyone had to see it coming. He called them out in the offseason saying there's going to be blood and guts everywhere. Get your goggles on.
Goggle up, son.
And he's still talking trash, and the game was Sunday. And
yeah, I mean, kudos to Steve, even with his I Heart Haters hat pregame.
I was a fan of
the
hat.
That was pretty clever. Steve had 7 receptions for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns. I can honestly tell you that I was crying during the game.
if you put up those numbers, I guess you can trash talk, but Steve Smith would trash talk like a 3-year-old.
I know he's got loads of haters, so the hat was relevant. He needed that hat.
Absolutely.
All right, next up, Tom Brady's subpar performance on Monday Night Football.
Tom Brady, come on, man.
He was 4 for 23. 14 for 23, 152 yards, and it was the worst loss in 9 years for Belichick.
You got to feel for the guy. I mean, he has only millions of dollars, and he only has 3 Super Bowl rings, and he's only married to one of the most beautiful women in the entire world. Oh my gosh, Tom Brady, I feel for you, man.
I saw something the other day that said, it was like a meme, and it had a picture of Tom in a press conference, and it said, "I'll retire when I suck," and then it was a picture of the game, and it said, "Well, shoot."
I saw that. I mean,
you suck, Tom.
I think he had an ugly performance, if you get what I'm saying. He's with Uggs. I thought of that myself. I was pretty proud.
I'm really proud of you.
So, I mean, it was good, but it's next for Stan's face.
All right, your face if Maddie Mock ran into you.
What are you doing?
If you were Spurrier, that would be your face.
Move.
Maybe at the beginning I'd be like, and then I'd be like,
a little scared at first.
Like, you know, like after the Georgia game when that reporter asked him like why he went for a 4th down, or like, are you kidding me? Like, I'd probably make that face too. You're kidding me? You're trying to run over me?
All right, last one. If the Ohio State strength coach rock bottomed you, if you were the streaker, you got hit that hard.
This was a bad decision.
You get hit that hard, you're going down. You're going down. Yeah. So. Yeah. Thank you, Stan, for your faces, your reactions. Will you come back on the show?
Of course.
Absolutely.
More reactions later from Stan.
See, we at Capital City Sports didn't think enough people on campus knew about us, so we decided to create an awesome commercial to tell people that we mean business.
Well, how's that going for you?
Well...
All right, everybody, get into places right now. Nick, get off your phone. Blake, get off your phone. Stan, your hair is the wrong way, opposite direction. Flip it. Katie, why are you looking at me like that? And lights, please. Lights. All right, and action.
This is Capital City.
Ah! All right, throw the ball. Oh, what the? All right, is the fan ready? Get that started. All right, and turn your heads right now.
I love sports. What's my line?
This is not how the commercial is supposed to go. No, that's not what I mean by a stand-up. You're white.
You must not know about me!
I don't care! This looks terrible!
It's going pretty good.
And to end this segment, we are going to talk about the end of baseball season. Katie, what do you have for us?
Game 162, it gets a little crazy. Mariners' Tom Williamson had a nice little dance to turn down for what? I'm pretty sure fans all around the world, because I'm sure everyone has seen this on the internet, enjoyed this bit. It was just great. He rides a little bit of the pony. He really moves every part of your body. I did not know a grown man could move so much.
White boy can dance.
He's very athletic.
Wow, look at him go.
Little shimmying. He's got the hops. He ends it with a bend and snap. That's what's really great about it, was ending in the bend and snap, because who doesn't love Legally Blonde? Am I right?
Am I right? Yes.
Hey, you got a pink Legally Blonde blazer on.
I do. In fact, I am wearing this pink blazer. I'm glad you noticed it. It is officially Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So hug all the women in your life. Be thankful for them, and let's beat breast cancer.
Absolutely. I ran a 5K for breast cancer.
I'm proud of you.
Love that.
That's awesome.
Next up, across the state of California, we have Juan Uribe was manager for a day. He filled in for Don Mattingly, wearing a Don Mattingly jersey, took out the lineup to the umpires wearing a Don Mattingly jersey, and then he decided he wanted to wear a Tommy Lasorda jersey. So it gave me a chuckle. It was pretty funny. So props to Juan Uribe. Doesn't look like either of them at all.
No, he doesn't. I don't know how he got away with it.
Doesn't resemble them in the slightest. But hey, manager for a day. Go Juan Uribe.
Yeah.
And this one hurt my heart a little bit. Craig Kimbrell, who finished with the most saves in the National Leagues, second in the majors with 47 saves, got mocked a little bit by some Phillies fans as he closed out the ninth. The Braves finished with the win, though, beating the Phillies, but he closed out the ninth, and a bunch of fans in the section near home plate stood up and did the little Craig Kimbrell stance with their arms out wide.
I feel bad for him.
What can you say? The city of brotherly love.
Wasn't so loving.
And quite sad, but Derek Jeter is no longer going to be playing for the Yankees. He has retired, hung up the cleats, played his last game. Respect. He finished after 20 years, 20 seasons of baseball, 2,747 games he played. That is a ton.
That's a lot. Think about that. Think about how long a baseball game is. Then multiply that by 2,747.
Quite a lot.
That's a lot.
But in that time, he racked up 3,465 hits with a career batting average of .310. I think it was really respectful what the Red Sox did, and I loved with Big Papi, and I loved the sign they gave him, the respect sign. So I know there was some controversy on whether or not he should play at Fenway, but I think it turned out well all around.
Absolutely, and you just see the beauty beyond the game. Like, it just goes beyond the lines.
America's pastime.
Absolutely, and game 162 was kind of crazy for a lot of people. You had impersonations, you had crazy dancing of white boys, and then we said goodbye to our beloved Derek Jeter. So
he's a legend, iconic shortstop Derek Jeter. But that's all I have for baseball. That's all I have for the show. Join us next time for our next segment of The Blaze. For Haley Anders, I'm Katie Davis.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Capital City Sports. Be sure to like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter at CCS on SGTV. From all of us here at Capital City Sports, I'm Jeremy Urso, signing off.